Green Pinky Gardener here, and this video is the moment I've been waiting for since I guess I started this growing season back in late February. Well, technically mid-March, basically when I started my tomatoes. So this video is going to be my tomato testing video, and today I have almost all of my tomatoes that I'm growing this year, except for one, well, this one variety that my friend gave me, which is like a yellow pear cherry type, and also a few volunteer tomatoes that came up just from last year. But essentially these are all the tomatoes that I intentionally grew this year from seed, well, except for one. So let's just get started. And I'm going to start from the biggest going down to the smaller ones, which are the cherry tomatoes, I guess. And let's start with this one. So this is a beauty. This is the Kellogg's Breakfast tomato. It is a completely orange. This one's a little bit underripe, but I'm leaving soon for Spain, and I wanted to harvest this one just to be safe. But the one I'm eating is a little bit disformed, so that's why I cut this one up. But yeah, this is supposed to be a big beefsteak tomato. This one's a bit smaller, the one I cut up. And the inside, as you can tell, it is incredibly meaty. So there's not that much seed or, like, you know, kind of gooey stuff. So just give it a try. So the texture, to be honest, is not amazing for me. It's just verging on mealy. By this point, it's just mushy, I would describe it. Flavor, not the best, not the most intense. The thing is, this year I watered less. You know, I heard if you water less, tomatoes flavor will be more intense. But to be honest, kind of disappointed for this variety so far. Maybe just that one plant, and maybe just that one tomato. But you know, we'll see. Sometimes later on in the season, the tomatoes get taste better. So moving on, this one is the this one's the Brandywine, the classic Brandywine, and I did have a taste of this before, and I wasn't even too impressed. Maybe I have too high expectations for tomatoes. However, this is extremely meaty as well, as you can tell, right? And it's supposed to be known to have really good flavor, but let's just give it a try again. Hopefully it's better than the Kellogg's Breakfast. You know what? It is definitely better. Definitely better than the Kellogg's Breakfast. What it is, it's like, people are right, it's a classic tomato flavor. And you know what they mean by classic? It reminds me of a tomato that when you would bite into a McDonald's burger, like a Big Mac or something, and it's kind of the flavor that you would get from that. I mean, I feel embarrassed just to compare it, like a tomato to the tomato that you would eat in McDonald's, but I guess that's the standard for most people, comparing things that McDonald's use. Oh well. Moving on. So this is supposed to be a pineapple beefsteak tomato. And I did grow them last year, but the tomatoes got mixed up, so I couldn't say for sure. This one, I'm not too sure if it's pineapple, because honestly, it's supposed to be a beefsteak. It's not even that big, right? And it doesn't get like this formed like beefsteaks usually do. And check it out, inside, as you can see closely, the seeds are all focused in the center, and there's a huge like hollow space. So it reminds me of those stuffing tomatoes that people would buy, grow. So that's pretty curious, right? I don't know, I can't remember if from this plant it's the pineapple tomato seeds that I saved myself from last year's plants, or it's true to the one that I bought from MI Gardener website. Anyways, I'm just gonna give it a taste. Not too bad, kind of bland. Quite firm, and yeah, very mild in flavor, I would say. I think it may be a little bit on the raw side. Yeah, it's a bit firm, and I assumed because it was just the variety, and maybe I'm right because that's what it seems like it to be. But check, this looks so cool. It looks like kind of alien brains or something. Anyways, moving on. This one is a very curious one. So this is called green hybrid. It's a green slicing type or beefsteak type tomato. And if you look on the plants, it produces amazingly well. Now you have to be careful with green. Sorry, excuse that, I ran out of space just then. Anyways, this is, I'm gonna cut to the chase now because I don't know how much space I have on my phone. So this is the green hybrid, green tomato. You have to be careful because if you let it overripe, it's rot on the plant. Good producer, for what I can see. And let's give it a taste. My favorite so far, definitely. A little bit tart, but fruity notes, you know, like kind of fruity, relatively light flavored tomato-wise, but it's really good texture. And as you can see, it's a good balance between the meatiness of the tomato and like the goop. So I really enjoy this tomato. I would grow it again. Unfortunately, it's a green hybrid, so I can't really say true to seed. Moving on to the smaller tomatoes, the medium-sized ones at least. This is the subarctic planty. It is the one of the two determined varieties that I'm growing this year. The other one is the Tiny Tim, and it's like a medium-sized to small-ish slicing tomato, right? It's supposed to be bigger, I think, but the plant is suffering a bit. So let's give it a taste. I enjoy it. I really do. It's like my ideal tomato flavor, which doesn't say much. However, it's good texture, good like a good amount of like slightly sweet and a good amount of tartness, I would say. And it's a good balance between the goo and the fleshiness, you know, the meatiness of the tomato. This one is the Cherokee Purple. It's supposed to be a beefsteak, but the plant is a bit stunted, so the tomatoes are a bit stunted as well. Small, I mean. Never tasted it yet, so kind of excited. Let's give it a try. Actually, I did. It's different. I can't describe much about it. It's different. Can I say it's smoky kind of flavor? Possibly just a little bit. But it looks pretty on the inside because it has that kind of light tannish tones, and the seeds are green. The goo is green, and it's surrounded by a pinky flesh, which is nice. So moving on, lastly are the cherry type tomatoes. This is the Bumblebee, and as you can tell, it has like these striped skin pattern of green and then dark brownish red. Really pretty. I have been eating it for a while because it has been ripe for a while. However, I'm gonna give it a try in front of you guys. Oh, this one at least is quite grassy. Maybe slightly underripe, but the one distinct thing about this tomato, it is the meatiest. Like firm in flesh. It does have goo, but it is very firm. The flesh, right? Like more firm than any of the beefsteaks, and definitely any of the cherries that I've ever tasted or grown before. So it's very curious. So yeah. And this one is my prized, you know, specimen, I guess, that I'm growing this year. This is the indigo apple, and it creates this really cute star pattern where the little leaf tip was, right? So this is the whole one. How it was. It only turns indigo, like a dark, almost black color, when it hits the sun. Where it doesn't hit the sun directly, it's still red, right? Make sure you pick it when it's really, really ripe, or else it won't taste very good. However, this is a good tomato because I heard complaints about it, but it is really good. I like it. It's just good. Really juicy. I don't know. I can't really say much about it. I just like the flavor. Sorry, I can't say much else. Moving on, this is the chocolate cherry. And I'm also growing the, oh geez, where is it? Sorry. The dark cherry, as you can tell, there's a difference. The dark cherry is more of a reddy red and has like a brownish tones, whereas the chocolate cherry is almost like kind of taupe in color. So I'll show you the whole one. It's taupe, right? With a green top. It does get more like deeper taupe when it's more ripe than this. However, let's give it a try. Pumpkin-y, like kind of grassy notes. Good flavor, and it's like on the salty side, like for tomatoes. If you ever noticed, some tomatoes are kind of salty, right? So that's good. Skin is a bit thick, but from what I remember, the dark cherry, which is a variety that I just saved, so I don't know exactly what variety this is. The flesh is somewhat green, the seeds at least, right? And probably underripe, grassy. But the skin on this one is thick. I would not grow it again. Produces quite well, but it's thick. But I should mention the chocolate cherry produces insanely well too. Kind of a late producer though. Sorry, talking with my mouth full. Last but not least, we have the Tiny Tim. It's a classic determinate variety for tomatoes because it's dwarf cherry tomatoes. So the plants only get up to like 12 to 18 inches high and, you know, wide as well. It's a good producer for its size, I would say, but it's just cute and it's great for containers, right? So let's just give it a try. You know what? Tastes pretty good. Has fruity notes to it. Good burst of juice. Skin was quite thick on that one for some reason, but it does have a classic tomato red color, which is nice, you know, compared to all the dark brownish red tomatoes I'm growing this year. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video, and I will do like a little add-on video for the other few varieties that I have left that haven't been producing yet. And that's about it. Thanks, and see you next time. Please subscribe if you like what you see, and see ya.